Today we're discussing one of the best and one of the hottest topics, which is how to step into your feminine energy, into your divine femininity, and I'm just super excited to talk about that. For those who are new here, hello, my name is Teresa. I create content about self-development, self-growth, and how to just be the best version of yourself with some hint of spirituality. I'm just gonna take my notes and we're just gonna dive into that. Being feminine is not only about the way how you dress, in what way you're doing your makeup, but it's about what radiates from you. So before you start embracing your feminine hour self, aka before you start focusing on clothes, different makeup looks, different hairstyles, new nails, and so on, you need to focus on your energy. And you need to learn about your energy, about your feminine side. And speaking of the feminine energy, I would like to say here one thing at the beginning. Feminine energy is equal to the masculine energy. As someone who used to be very much in their masculine energy, I always had this subconscious thought that masculine energy is just something more. But the truth is, it's not. Because without masculine energy, we wouldn't have the feminine energy. Both of those energies balance each other. They're equal, they're on the same level. So for those who are just like, yeah, but when I'm in my feminine energy, I just feel that I'm something less, I feel powerless and so on. No, because you're not. Again, feminine energy is on the same level as the masculine energy. Feminine energy is the being energy. It is the receptive energy. On the other side, as said, we have the masculine energy. And masculine energy is the active energy. It's the doing energy. And with this, you need to allow to yourself to receive things. You need to learn how to receive stuff. And that's usually the biggest problem when it comes to embracing your feminine energy, because you need to let things flow into your life. You don't need to be chasing. You don't need to be chasing things just to get them into your life. You just need to be, as said, because feminine energy is about being. You just need to be, and you just need to allow to yourself receive stuff. Let things flow. I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will simplify me. This statement, this audio, literally embraces feminine energy. And now you might be kind of like, okay, I got it. I kind of got like what the feminine energy is, but how can I find it? How can I find that feminine energy within myself? And now listen to me carefully. It's about softening what's already within you. Only that. Nothing more, anything else. So if you feel a lot of anger within yourself, soften it into the peace. If you feel constantly restless, soften it into the calmness. You need to realize that you are as a whole. That feminine energy already exists within you. You just need to take it out and you need to embrace that. And you need to allow to yourself to get to know that femininity which lives within you. Allow to yourself to create that space of that feminine energy. Don't be holding it like that. Because that's what you're probably doing right now if you're watching this video. Don't be holding the feminine energy within you like that. Just let it flow. Let it grow. And once you stop chasing and going after things and just going for the appreciation, going for the validation, you start attracting feminine energy. And of course, embrace and prioritize yourself. To that topic, we're gonna get in a minute. So for now, we discussed the feminine energy, what it is, how does it look like, and now we're gonna focus on the healed versus wounded feminine energy. So by that, you're gonna know what things you need to improve, what areas you need to focus on in order to step into your divine feminine energy. Starting with the wounded feminine energy, someone with unhealed feminine energy is constantly doubting themselves. They're dependent on the validation from other people. They don't have any boundaries. They feel insecure about who they are. They're always looking for the outer approval. They're constantly going for perfectionism. They refuse to accept their emotions and the way how they feel. They suppress their voice. They're also sacrificing themselves. And lastly, they're overly attached. So we got the wounded feminine energy. Now we're gonna go to the healed feminine energy. If your feminine energy is healed, you're self-assured. You know who you are and you're stable within yourself. You feel confident. You're not seeking the validation from other people because you know how to validate yourself from yourself. You possess self-love. You know your boundaries. You trust your gut. You trust your intuition. You go for authenticity. You accept your emotions. You allow yourself to feel your emotions. And you're not afraid to say how you feel. So you're vulnerable, self-compassionate. You do not suppress your voice and you say things out loud and you're not afraid to say them out loud. Also, you're not afraid to accept help from someone else. Or if necessary, you're not afraid to ask for help. However, at the same time, you're independent. So with that, we got some examples of healed and unhealed feminine energy. I just put my ring light because, well, the sunlight is not sunlightning. Anyways, back to the topic. And now we're gonna create your feminine energy. We're gonna create that feminine character. So right now, imagine yourself, your higher self with that feminine energy. Imagine the person with the feminine energy you would be obsessed with. And if it's hard for you to create that, if it's hard for you to imagine that, then imagine the celebrity that inspires you, the celebrity with the feminine energy you would like to embody. And also with that, my recommendation is decide which feminine energy is more natural for you. If it's like the dark feminine energy or soft feminine energy. For me personally, I enjoy embodying the soft energy more. I just feel more like myself in it. But sometimes when I just feel for the dark feminine energy that I want to embody that day or just at the moment, I go for it. I wrote some examples into my notes which may help you. So right now I'm just gonna be looking down into my laptop and I'm just gonna read it. So for the dark feminine energy, I wrote Megan Fox, Miley Cyrus, Angelina Jolie, Lily Rose Depp, Lana Del Rey, and Alexa Demi. And for the light feminine energy, I wrote Audrey Hepburn, Lily Reinhardt, Selena Gomez, and Ariana Grande. With Ariana Grande, I think she's kind of like 50-50. I think that like before she used to be embodying more her dark feminine energy, and now she's more like in her soft, light feminine energy. And the same goes with Madison Beer. I would say that she's also quite like 50-50. And of course, I would like to discuss here a little bit of the outer self, even though like it's not the main thing when it comes to the feminine energy, still is the part of embodying your feminine side. So for starters, learn about your feminine archetype. Your feminine archetype can really help you to find the style that would fit you. For example, my feminine archetype is Gamin, and someone who also has this archetype is Audrey Hepburn. And to be honest, I always really resonated with Audrey Hepburn and like her thoughts and the way how she used to dress, and also the fact that she was a ballet dancer. I was a ballet dancer for 8 years as well. So I kind of do resonate with her energy a lot, and she's my inspiration. And by learning about your feminine archetype, also you could find the person, the celebrity, influencer that embodies that style and that energy. You can actually calculate it. I know one website which I'm gonna link to the description, and it's completely free. It takes a little bit of time. I think it's like 140 or 150 questions in total. However, you're gonna get the result, and it's really worthy of your time. The second tip, your Venus sign. Your Venus sign in astrology, it represents what makes you magnetic, aesthetic, your style, and also your makeup and so on. So you can calculate your birth chart through many websites. Again, I'm gonna link one of them down to the description where you can calculate yours, and you just need your time, the place where you were born, and the date of birth, of course. And also the colors you wear can talk a lot about your energy. For example, if you wear a lot of black clothes, that means that you're kind of protecting yourself. It makes you more grounded, and also in some cases it can be perceived as intimidating. On the other side, if you wear a lot of white clothes, that gives the feeling of purity, innocence. The yellow gives a lot of positive energy. So also be aware of the colors you wear, because it can just help you to be perceived in the way as you want to be perceived. Right now we are gonna go to the part of embracing and prioritizing yourself. Create a life you would be obsessed with. Imagine yourself that currently you're living the life that you want to be at. What would you be doing? What's your dream life, and how the version of yourself with that feminine energy is living it? Imagine that and start embodying that. Also dedicate your time to your hobbies and go for them fearlessly, because there is nothing harder than a woman with hobbies. and who loves spending the time by focusing on their hobbies. For example, my hobby is learning about astrology, about spirituality, about subconscious mind, but also I love practicing ballet because, as said, I used to be a ballet dancer. I'm not saying that I do practice every single day, but just like time to time, I love that. Or just generally dancing. I love that. So I just dedicate my time to that. Go for your dreams because you can. You literally have the full right to go for what you want. And that's gonna enhance your feminine energy. So do it and take the inspired action to start living your dream life and to be dedicating your free time to your hobbies and to things that you like. The next point is embrace your creativity and let your creativity speak, especially if you're someone who is very emotional and very sensitive. Do you feel angry? Be creative. Do you feel anxious? Be creative. Do you feel stressed? Be creative. Let your emotions speak and turn your emotions into the art. I'm telling you, it's gonna help you so much. For example, what I enjoy doing is that whenever I feel sad or overwhelmed or stressed, I just know that I need to get my emotions out in some way, and writing poetry is something what helps me. Or just journaling. By that, I'm not saying that you need to be necessarily writing poetry or just, journaling, but for example, you can go for drawing or you can go for dancing. Literally feel those emotions and turn it into something creative. Afterwards, you just feel that your power is back, that you're holding your power again. Also, you're kind of like proud of yourself that you created something. And don't forget to surround yourself with love. I mean, you already have love within yourself. However, be surrounded by those who are not gonna be dragging you down and who are just gonna be supporting that love that's already within you. So for example, be surrounded by your loved ones, be surrounded by the animals. I love being surrounded by cats because I just love cats. I just love them so much, but like generally I just love being surrounded by animals. And make your home as your safe space, your safe place. Or if you're living with parents or that you have roomies, then make your room as your safe space. Decorate it in the way you want to, buy the things that you want to have there. Whatever will create a feeling of comfort, do it. Go for it. And lastly, when it comes to the embracing and prioritizing yourself, don't forget to balance your work life with self-care, because both of those aspects are really, really important. Because if you're just gonna be working all the time, you're gonna get burnout super fast and super easily. Very much talking from my own experience. So whenever you start feeling that it's just like too much for you, then put the task on the next day, and then the next day do it as the first thing. Do you remember when I said that the feminine energy is very much about being and it's the receptive energy? That's also connected to the self-care, because with the self-care you're just more in your being energy. So remember that. And speaking of self-care, of course, we need to talk about it. I would like to divide this into the mental self-care and the physical self-care. When it comes to the mental self-care, I highly recommend meditations because, as I always say, meditations are shower for your mind. Having a meditation for 10 minutes is just gonna clear up your mind and you're gonna feel less overwhelmed. I recommend doing meditations in the morning as the first thing in the morning, because afterwards you just start with a clear mind and you have this for the rest of the day. And then journaling. I'm someone who thinks about a lot of stuff during the day, so I get overwhelmed very, very easily. So I just journal. I journal every single day. Sometimes I just journal about my day. Sometimes I journal about my dream life, kind of like that I'm more that I'm writing about the life I am currently manifesting. You can also do that. Also shadow work, that's great when it comes to the self-reflection and getting to know your inner self. And then when it comes to the physical self-care, don't forget to move your body. Don't forget about the right body nourishment. And additionally, if you want to feel more pretty, or if there is just something what can help you to feel more confident, then those can be any cosmetic procedures like lashes, nails, and so on. Also, we can't forget about grounding and living in the presence, because if you're grounded and you live in the presence, you're literally working on your future self. If you're living in the past, you're not moving anywhere, you're still stuck on the same place. And if you're living in the future, you're not making any movement towards that future. So by being and living in the present, you're gonna get where you wanna get. So be grounded and live in the present. With self-care, it's also important to realize what you can control and what you can't control. Anything that it's out of your control, especially, for example, the opinions of other people or how they perceive you or what they think about other things and so on, let it go. Whatever is out of your hands and you cannot do anything about it, let it go. Because that's not your business. And that time that you're investing into things that cannot be controlled, you can invest in something better. Invest it into yourself and into your self-development. Or you can invest it, for example, into your hobbies. Imagine if you just stop taking care of things that you cannot control and you start investing into the hobby you wanted to try for such a long time. Like out of a sudden, you have so much time to focus on something you wanted to actually focus on. It's just like getting some new free time. Also, self-care is the allowance to learn about yourself and to get to know yourself and just being self-aware of your wants and your needs. And the last point from this part, don't forget to protect your peace and learn about your sensuality and your body. So with that, we have everything about the feminine energy. And right now we're just gonna do a quick recapitulation. And again, I'm gonna be looking into my notes. By embracing your feminine energy, you're not being weak because both of those energies are equal. They're on the same level. Feeling your emotions and talking about your emotions is not something weak, but it's a strength and it's super powerful. Don't forget to use your voice. You've got it for a reason. Like you were born with a voice and you don't want to be using it. Like if there is something what you want to say it out loud because you can. So share your thoughts, your perspective. And again, don't be afraid to talk about your emotions and how you feel because you got the voice and you can say it. People cannot read your mind. They can't, at least so far. So use your voice and say things out loud. You have the opportunity and the possibility to do that. Go for authenticity. Not perfectionism, because perfectionism is gonna destroy your inner energy. It's gonna destroy the authentic self and basically who you are. Allow yourself to be who you are. Accept disagreement. Listen to others. However, don't be the therapist. Talk about yourself. Talk about your thoughts, perspectives. However, on the other side, also listen to others, but not to the point that people will be using you as the therapist. At the moment, you need to show your boundaries and to say your boundaries out loud. Show love to others, have your heart open, be playful, joyful, and be kind. So that's all from me today. I will gladly see you on Instagram. I started being there active, so if you wanna see a little bit more from my personal life and to see some content when it comes to the self-development and self-growth and a little bit of spirituality, then you can follow me on Instagram. And yeah, I will gladly see you there. Otherwise, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we're gonna see each other next week. So yeah, bye.